Hello all. Today we will learn how to store the response of your REST API into the Azure blob storage using the web activity in ADF. For that, first let us create a new pipeline here. Then we will name it as a web activity, and then we will search for the web activity here and we will drag that web activity into our pipeline. Then we will rename it. Here we will rename it as like API to web. And now in this web activity we have to give the URL of the API here, and we need to confirm what are the method we need to call. We need to post on that API link. So for sake of thing, I'm using this API here, which is nothing but it is having all the conversion rate for the US dollar here. And let us copy this all API link and we'll copy paste this here and select. Then we will use the get method here. We will get the response from the REST API in the format of JSON here. So we are done. We gave the URL of the API, and then we will also specify the method here. Now let us validate our web activity so it is good to go, and we will debug it. So let us test whether the response from the API is not coming to our web activity or not. Yeah, our web activities got succeeded. Here we can see the response of the API that I have previously shown here to here. Now our next target is to store this response to the Azure blob. For that, I'm taking again one more web activity and connecting these two on completion to this. And then the second web activity, we will rename this as the web2 blob. And next we will configure the settings to this. For this, here in the first web activity we used the API link here and get method to get the response from the API to the web activity here. But here, by using this web activity, we need to push the response whatever we got in the web activity into the Azure blob. For that, we need the URL of the Azure blob to where we need to send this API response. So let us go to the storage account that I have previously created here. In this, let us create one new container for that. Like we will name that as the web, and we will open it. For this URL, we need to go to the shared access tokens here, and here we will define the permissions here. For writing the JSON into our Azure blob, we need to give permissions like add, create, and write. Write is the important thing here because we are writing the response to the Azure blob here. And we need to confirm the time as well. Like for sake, I'm randomly giving some expiry date. Then after giving all this, we need to generate the SAS token and URL. Here we will get the blob SAS URL here. Now simply copy that and open any text editor or in your browser and paste this link. And wherever you find the question mark here, like up to here, we have this is my container storage account name, and this is the web is my container name, and put the slash there and give the file name whatever you want to be stored that JSON in our blob. I will give as a web activity .json. So by this name, it will store in the Azure blob. So let us copy the entire link again, and we will paste this here. And next, here we are using get method to get the response from the API, but here we will use the put command to put the response to the Azure blob. And For body, we will dynamically we will take the response of the Azure first web activity. So here the API to web is our first web activity, which is grabbing the response from the REST API, and output of that is the input for this, the body for this. And next we are not giving any authentication here, and we need to specify the headers here. So let us go to the Microsoft documentation for that. Put blob from URL here. We have to give the blob type here. Like we need to copy this, and we also need to give the blob here. This is the blob type we need to specify in the value thing here. So we are done with the setup here. So let us validate again. So yeah, we are good to go, and we will debug it. So let us check like whether both web activities are working or not. So first web API is web activity is already worked fine, and it is worked now as well. And next, let us refresh. Yes, two web activities are succeeded. We need to check whether our. So let us check like this is the response we got from the first activity, and this is the input we are giving, and the cloud, and this is the URL we gave to the web activity to the storage account. And let us see the output of this, like where it got stored, and all the details will be there here. And the main we need to check is like we need to go to the container that we had previously created here and see our response from the REST API is stored in the Azure blob. So this is how we can use the web activity in the ADF to store the response of REST API in the format of JSON to the Azure blob. So that is what I want to convey in this video. Thank you.